Hey everyone, it's Leon, and I'm back with another look at what's new at Kentik. In this episode, I'm going to talk about AWS reInvent, an enhancement to our Data Explorer Query API, an integration with the network automation tool Itential, and something that's not exactly new, but it might be new to you, which is sankey diagrams for your network data. Now, there is nothing more that I love than to head out to Las Vegas to hang out with 65,000 other IT professionals who are all trying to prove that they know the most, that they know Vegas the best, and that they're having the most fun. Okay, so maybe I don't look forward to reInvent with unbridled excitement, but that doesn't mean that I don't appreciate the chance to join together in meet space with people I only typically see online, people like Stephen Foskett or Rob Koch or Corey Quinn. But besides my extreme extrovert socialization tendencies, why did Kentik decide to leave our nice warm houses the week after Thanksgiving to give out swag, drink mediocre coffee, and do about 1,000 demo speed runs for everyone who showed up to our booth? Well, let's start with the obvious. It's where the people are! I mean, for the love of pants, people! Kentik is in business to sell solutions, earn a profit, and help me pay for my kids' orthodontia. So showing up at reInvent to meet more people than the entire population of Niagara Falls, Bermuda, or Youngstown, Ohio isn't just considered good business, it's how you do business at all. Sorry. But really, if we wanted the chance to talk about Kentik's ability to monitor the network on premises or in the cloud or in multiple clouds or in your Kubernetes clusters or basically everywhere else, you could hardly find a better opportunity than reInvent to talk to all the people all at the same time. In any case, we were there and a good time was had by most. If you want to read some of our thoughts on the announcements that we made and the interactions that we had, check out the blogs that are linked in the show notes below. Now, Data Explorer is one of the features that sits at the heart of the Kentik experience. Whether you're building a dashboard, a report, an alert, or just dumpster diving through your network telemetry, chances are pretty good you're going to end up in the Data Explorer window at some point along the way. And Data Explorer isn't just a pretty web interface. It can be directly manipulated using the Kentik API. Even better, you can create the query visually and then get the underlying API call to use in your automation. But up until recently, one particular type of query had an issue. It relied on the browser instead of the underlying API, which caused the getAPI call feature to return a broken query. So we rounded up our engineers and we opened up a can of encouragement and extended the API so it could include filter-based dimensions. Now, filter-based dimensions aren't actually a multiverse plotline for the upcoming Kentik cinematic universe. Hold that thought. Hey, I'd like to speak to Kevin Feige, please. See, I have this idea on how to fix the... Hello? In Data Explorer, regular dimensions are like a group by statement in a query. They take a metric ton of network data and organize it into meaningful categories. They effectively let you query your query, pulling out different slices of the full data set and comparing them to each other. As an example, let's say I've got two server farms, and I want to compare the network traffic coming out of both of them. Now, traffic from server farm 1 comes from multiple routers, but it's easy to identify because all the interfaces have farm 1 in the description. But server farm 2 only comes from one router. We're calling it router 2, and it comes from the 1.2.3.0/24 network. With filter-based dimensions, I can identify those two slices and compare them. Now, even though I'm showing you what it looks like in the graphical interface, the same capability is available in the API. It's just not so much fun to look at. In any case, it's cool, and you can find more about it in, yes, you guessed it, the show notes at the bottom of this video. In terms of automation, Kentik has some pretty solid options. I mean, you've got a full bidirectional API with webhooks so you can pull data out, send additional information in, and kick off actions both inside and beyond the scope of the Kentik platform. Opening and updating tickets in Remedy or ServiceNow is a breeze. Building interactive routines in Slack is a snap. That said, when it comes to network automation, like serious interactive configuration updates across multiple devices and environments, I would be pushing the limits of credibility beyond what the law of physics would allow to say that Kentik can do such things easily. But here at Kentik, we never claimed to be literally every solution to every single problem. I mean, there's simply some shit stuff that we're just not ever going to build into our solution. But we also pride ourselves on our ability to play well with others. That API, that bidirectional API I mentioned earlier, makes it easy to build complex and effective integrations with other tools. And that's just what we've done with our buddies over at Itential. With a minimum number of clicks and relatively low level of coding knowledge, you can set up an alert action in Kentik that passes the ball over to Itential, where its visual UI will let you snap together complex workflows like they're Legos. Now recently, I got to sit down and talk about all of this with Rich Martin, who's Itential's Director of Technical Marketing. You can find a replay of that webinar in that place down at the bottom of this video, that thing, the show notes. Most of what I talk about in this series is pretty new because, well, it's called What's New at Kentik for a reason, right? But some stuff just seems new even though it's been around for a while. Which is why I try to carve out a little time in each episode to talk about stuff that might not be all that new, but it's new to you, and therefore it's totally worth checking out. For this episode, I wanted to focus on the way we visualize data. Now, most of the time, in most tools, you can expect your monitoring data to display in a thoroughly uninspiring bar chart, or a line graph, or the more recent darling, the donut chart. Donuts. Sorry. Or let's just skip the graph and go to good old columns and rows. I mean, seriously, after 40 years of monitoring, can't we do any better than that? Oh, St. Wardley, save and protect me. Okay, so a great, or at least less horrifying, way of displaying network data, which includes changes in motion, volume, and direction, is a chart type called a sankey diagram. Sankey diagrams can show the quantity of a data segment based on the thickness of a line, or the difference or change from start of collection to the end, and transitions the data point may have taken along the way. Now, if you like the idea of showing your network data like this, I have some good news. Kentik can display your data as a sankey. Is this new? Well, if you consider 2018 to be relatively recent, sure. But honestly, it's fine. It's still new, even if it's just new to you. Well, that's all the time we've got for today. With all the changes to the Kentik platform, I hope this is helping you keep up as much as it's helping me. For What's New at Kentik, I'm Leon Adato.